Today's episode is brought to you by Rocket IT. Is your team still working remotely? Is it starting to look like a more permanent solution? Let us help you streamline that experience and increase productivity by creating a reliable network, increasing collaboration, and boosting security. Click the link in this video's description for more information about Rocket IT's remote workforce roadmap.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of Thrive. I am your host, Colleen Frangos, Rocket IT's Community Relationship Coordinator. And today I have a dear friend and eternal optimist, Anna Smith, joining me. So Anna, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Colleen. This has been so much fun already.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, let's find out a little bit about you and the fabulous company you work for. So everybody tuning in, Anna is the Chief Operating Officer for a great company based out of Decula, right? And it is called Hero Heating and Air. So as we talk a little bit about this, Anna, I think you've got a great story to share with us. So I want to make sure we've got time for not only that, but also learning a little bit about Hero Heating and Air and what separates them from the competition. So starting, why don't you tell us, Anna, a little bit about what brought you to this great organization?
That is such a great question. And I can't imagine that anybody out there would be like, how does she have a great story about heating and air? Like, wah, wah, like, it has been, I came from something, I couldn't have come from a more different industry. The owner of Hero is a retired firefighter, and my husband's a firefighter. Partly because we've been friends with the owners of this company, David and Danette Fleming, for 15 years. Our girls were in church together. We met at church back when our girls were in their little Mom's Morning Out or the church program. Yeah, forever ago, been on family vacations. And I was growing my own business. Meanwhile, David was growing this one. And I know them personally to be of highest integrity, and I was not surprised that his business has grown exponentially over the last 15 years I've known them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. It's so cool to see. I never in a million years dreamed that we would work together. In fact, I was his wife's friend.
Oh,
we were like, we go to dinner and I would talk to I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
But, he and I never he would talk to my husband.
Yeah.
Which is how my husband became interested in pursuing his lifelong dream of being a fireman, and did so at 43 through learning, through David's encouragement. So anyway, that's how we kind of came to be together. I have had my own businesses for the last 20 years. Health and fitness is my lane.
Love it.
Cool about that is just like David, not to toot my own horn, but my passion and love for health and fitness and training people, I was good at that.
Yeah.
What you're good at does not make you a good business owner. But people who are good tactically at something will start their own business and find, oh my gosh, but I'm a bulldog. I'm stubborn as they come. And I was like, I'm going to figure it out. So I invested time, energy. I failed. I lost a lot of money. I made a good one. I would not quit until I became good at the business side.
Right.
So when I sort of entered the job market, I found myself about 3 years ago, not even sure if I was going to continue, where I was like, what am I going to do with all this experience and knowledge in the business? I was okay to be away from health and fitness. I'd done my mission there. I was really not sure. And a conversation with David about him saying, I'm just busting at the seams. I need help. I had done a little consulting for small business. And he didn't really, I don't think he was thinking, let me hire you on as a consultant. It was just us talking business as friends.
Right.
Turned into a 4-hour conversation, and we walked out partners. Because it was like, my prayer was, where can I put all of this that I've learned?
Yeah.
You can't learn this without just being in the trenches for 20 years. Where am I going to go? Where does that translate? And I want my I've owned my own business. I want my flexibility. I have some, I'm not really willing to walk in and be so.
Right.
I was like, but how do you do that? And I was like, I don't really want to start my own business. So this has been the opportunity for me to bring that, and then him to teach me about his business. And together it has been like, I was telling you before we started.
Yeah.
Heating and air, not at all. It is so cool. We literally sell people air. It is your air conditioning goes out, the phone goes out. It is so much fun, and people love you when you show up. You fix their number one problem, They're uncomfortable.
Yes.
So that's been fun. So that's how we came together. It is a family affair. It's a firefighter network thing, and I think it was an answered prayer for both of us. So it's
Oh,
been the
yeah.
coolest.
Beautiful partnership. Yes.
Kind of,
Very
yes.
cool. Well, we talked
Yeah.
a little bit about the competition. I know there's everybody's got their own take on, what makes them special and why use their services. What do you think it is about Hero Heating and Air that really makes you guys special?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody does their best to serve their customers, obviously.
Right.
That's not, I think what I think is unique, I think it be coming from public service and being firefighters
Hmm.
and a firefighter family connected to firefighter families, our techs are firemen. That's kind of our culture. And so there's this sense of safety
Mm.
around everything we do for the people that we go see.
Yeah.
So two things there. There's number one, we want you to feel safe about our techs coming in your home. They have a real sense of pride about it's a lot of women home alone, older people home retired during the day. Now with COVID, families and kids at home. There's a tremendous amount of responsibility for when we walk in. So we take
So
that
true.
seriously. We have sort of a mission about we want you to know that we know who you are and you know us. Our mission is to keep people around in our company and not have a lot of turnover so that you know us and we know you.
Yeah.
Names real important and just them having that sense of safety when we come in the home that you're safe, we've got you, and then comfort. I mean, like I said, if your air goes out or you're
Mm.
not working in the winter,
No.
you want somebody who you feel can help you and help you right away and be there for you. And we know your name and it matters to us. I've seen over and over a newborn in the house and everybody is just covered up and the whole team is scrambling because it's cold as all get out and the heat just went out and there's a newborn in the house.
Mm.
We call every customer, everything stops, and we go to the house with the newborn, even though it might be farther away, a less profitable job. It doesn't matter. Those are the things that matter to this team. And like I said, I've never worked for another heating and air company. I'm sure they all operate that way. But for us, that's kind of our driver. That's our
Yeah.
huge driver is that safety comfort.
No, and safety is so true.
Right.
Part of our conversation leading up to this episode is, just when someone comes into your home, they, there's that responsibility piece. You cross the threshold, and
Mhm.
there is a little bit of reservations from the homeowner, and I don't know you, you're not my friend, but,
Mhm.
but
I
to
don't
put those
know.
people at ease and make sure that
Yes,
you
yes,
become somewhat of a friend. I mean,
yeah.
a trusted advisor in a way, that what you're speaking is truth, and I'm getting a great service at the great price. I think all those things, it's just can really help. You know,
100%.
you'd start talking about the infant, and I think David, the owner, your partner, has some great stories, and you've been able to share a few with me in the past, and I just think it's really cool that he's got such a servant heart, right? And
Oh my god.
yeah, and how you described it like this: he uses his job
Mhm.
for his life's mission. And I think
Mhm.
that's such a powerful thing. So I don't know if there's anything that you can share, kind of maybe an example of what he's done. I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, I think it's interesting because I don't think you can retire the firefighter, but you can't take the firefighter out of the guy. You know what I mean? You can take
gotcha.
him out of the fire station. So he is going to rescue at every opportunity.
Oh,
So when I first started working here and I'm looking, I'm just learning. And he's just, we have this ongoing I'm like, I mean, it's so funny, y'all. I came from health and fitness. What the heck? I
yeah,
mean, 80% of the job is exactly the same. It's systems and departments and procedures and culture and leadership, all that stuff. Some of it's just good old fashioned heating and air. Who knows about that?
yeah, yeah.
So he's telling me stories. And one of the stories that really got me is because his customers tend to know him. We have a lot of customers who are firefighters, the,
Mhm.
the family members of firefighters. So they know him. And I told you before, the whole business, which he's built pretty big, it's been a guy in a truck with integrity that comes to save the day, and that because he has that point of view.
Yeah,
He's real stoic, don't get me wrong. He's not like a big softy. You know what I mean? Like he's real. So I mean, one time we had, like I said, the infant, we have an older lady who is hard of hearing. She is on a walker and we have all the ways to get in her house and not alarm her. And the ways that us set up, or he'll go do it himself versus even sending a technician because she knows him and he'll go take care of her. And for example, we had a service call recently. Her heat was out and it's been cold.
Yeah.
So I've got to go take care of Mrs. S and I'll be back. And it was, after hours and all that. But he's like, I'm worried about her. I don't understand. So he goes and he fiddles with the whole thing. He finds out it's just a circuit breaker that had blown. So of course he goes and fixes that, changes a light bulb while he's there, takes out the trash. I know that sounds over the top, but that's how come we have such a big business that I literally can't keep up with it.
Oh.
I was telling you before we started, I come from a situation where, I've built businesses and you're working 80 hours a week to just get it done.
Yeah.
The business is built. It's growing whether we go with it or not. And it's because he is that way.
Yeah.
So he's done that. Like I said, there's many times where there's an elderly person or a baby and it's all hands on deck. If they need heat or air, we're there. No matter. I mean, that sounds very normal, but when you see it in action and the way he is thinking about not profits, but these people are at risk.
Yeah.
He shared with me when I first started, by the way, you're now an essential worker. Because the special populations cannot go without heat overnight when it's 20 degrees. Right? So so I was like, gosh, that's crazy. What we do really matters to people's quality of life. There's one really crazy story. I'll tell you this. People being pent up because of COVID, if you didn't have any mental challenges or issues with, people are suffering from being inside.
Yeah. Yes.
Us come running to keep your inside comfortable is one part of the story.
Right.
The second part of the story is he had a good customer who had a family member who was feeling very trapped and felt like there was something wrong in their ductworks and things inside their house because they'd been inside and it was aggravating their, I don't know if it was like paranoia, just some things like that. Well, him going in as a fireman and the owner of an HVAC company to basically say, your house is safe. There's nothing weird coming in. And he just did that free of charge just to help this person who wasn't able to leave because of COVID restrictions, but he was able to leverage his job for his mission, which is how to help. So I thought that I was like, I'm like, how do you build that? And he's like, oh, I'm not, obviously I didn't really think he was going to, but I was curious. He's like, I'm not billing for that. That's just a way we can serve. And I thought, okay, firefighter, never gonna, okay,
I love it.
I think is interesting about being in the position we're in to be that trusted person in all kinds of different ways. It's you never.
And you're building relationships. I think that's key too. And it's not transactional. It's not, I'm making a quick buck or turning, all right, onto, it's obviously you want to be profitable or else why are we doing this? But I do think that genuine care for others and that servant heart mentality and just, being that eternal rescuer that he is and will always be, it's ingrained in his being.
Well, it's funny because he's a man of few words. If you met him, if you get him talking like everybody, he'll chat with you. But I do think that's interesting because it is the opportunity to be that trusted person that's in somebody's home because a lot of people don't have somebody. And he has really used, like I told you, I never in a million years would have thought that I would find heating and air interesting or fun or like these stories you would never guess, but he has this job to serve in those bigger ways. It's crazy, really. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Well,
ability, no lie. Every single inch of his business has come through referrals over the last 15 years, and we can't keep up with it. We tripled office staff, we new trucks, doubled technicians just to keep up with no advertising, no anything because of. So it's funny if you do it right, it comes. You don't really have to worry. I mean, you do, but you don't. So that's what you're kind of saying.
Wow. That's cool. That's really
great. I know. I think so too.
Not a bad place to be. Well,
it's really fun.
Right? Well, speaking of fun, good old 2020 and our pandemic season that we've just experienced and still are in the throes of. No doubt that has caused maybe a different type of different way you guys serve your customers, maybe a different product offering, different services that you guys are putting into people's existing systems or educating folks about, how can you improve their air quality. Are there any new tools, any new services that you guys have found that are making a huge difference for people?
That's a great question. I mean, you think about it. You got to have your heat and your air working. So we have to come in your
Mhm.
home, and
Yeah.
especially early on when we
Mhm.
didn't know, can you pass this virus through, if I touch this mouse and you touch this, can I pass it? So things like shoe covers and masks and
Yeah.
everything we could do, we adopted all that early on because again, their safety is number one. Our
Yeah.
courtesy, their safety is number one. So we did all that. We have been extremely busy because people came home from work and working at home. All of a sudden, you realize, oh, my air conditioner sounds weird. Oh, I'm not
Mm.
that comfortable. Why does it's
Yeah.
working? All of a sudden, how you feel all day long is really important. So we've been trying to come running for that. But one of the things that our industry has brought to light, which has been so fun to share with people, is there's a way to mount an air cleaner in your home. So it's called an ionization air cleaner. You can,
Okay.
like for the floor off Amazon, where you turn it on. I think that's a great thing. And I would have been very interested in that. This is actually mounted to if you know what ductwork is that goes all through your house. So
Yeah.
it operates through your air conditioner and your heater so that it's cleaning. So as the air passes through your home by the thermostat, goes and through the filter,
Yeah. Yeah.
it becomes clean. So it's
Wow.
basically drawing viruses, bacteria, allergens, which by the way, we were laughing before we started because we were like, oh, it's allergy season. All
Yeah.
the pollen, all the dander from your pets, all the dust,
Oh, yeah.
all that stuff that's already being pulled. It's pulling that through, the filter's cleaning it. The HEPA filter does part of that, but then it gets ionized and it comes back out into your house completely clean from all those germs, odors, all of those allergens. So those have been incredible. And the cool thing is we can get them in your house under an hour.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
isn't that cool? Very
Yeah.
quick. You're not gonna have people tromping through, digging through. It's a quick installation and it has been amazing. We have customers who, I mean, I always go back to the at-risk population. The
Oh,
folks
yeah.
that are home, they're getting older, or they're just at risk for whatever reason, and they are home because they're at risk. It makes sense unless they're not letting anyone in their home. If somebody comes in their home and they bring any kind of germ for any reason, this is going to grab that and clean it so that their home is as safe as possible. And the cost is peanuts, in my opinion, for that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
such an expensive way for us to serve. So we've all gotten educated and figured out how to get it installed, how to help people understand, and then come to find out it actually lowers your power bill some too because your system works a lot less hard when your air is clean like that. I don't know. So I mean,
It's
I think
beautiful.
it's a beautiful thing. In this day and age,
Yeah.
we're in the middle of a pandemic and we can clean the air in your home or your business. If you have a business where multiple people are coming in, even with masks, that means whatever air is between them is getting swept and cleaned and then recirculated. So that has
That
been
is
for us
amazing.
huge. That's been huge.
Love it. Yeah. No, definitely sounds like something everybody should have. I mean, quality of, life included. And now that we're at home more often, it's like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, yes. I don't know if you heard my dogs earlier, but just for me, when I learned that it was gonna reduce the pet dander, I was like,
Oh, yeah. Sign me
"Please,
up.
please, pet owners, please stop, because we're all here together all day, and I love them, but oh my gosh,"
So true.
Yeah.
So true. Well, Anna, this has been so much fun. I've learned a ton and I've really enjoyed you being here today. Thank you so much.
You're the best, Colleen. It's been so fun to hang out with you this morning. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And everybody who tuned in, you'll definitely have to check out Hero Heating and Air. We'll make sure that we put a link to the website so you can learn more about their service offerings and you can get in touch with them directly. So that's it for Thrive. So we'll see you next time for more great content that we'll be pushing out. And everyone have a great day.